What is going on, people of YouTube? My name happens to be Kurtyoy and welcome to a Game Week 11 preview of Fantasy Premier League. Now, I'm very smiling because at long last something finally happened in Football Manager, and if you want to see what that was, then I won't leave a link because it won't be uploaded yet, but my new episode of To The Top will be coming out hopefully tomorrow, so be sure to check that out. But we're here with a review, I'm not going to dilly any nonsense. My team did very well. Captain's choice, got away with it because De Bruyne only got a assist. I expected more from City against Norwich, and they were very lucky with Joe Hart obviously maybe giving them the draw, but they came back to win nevertheless. Grabbed 74 points, which is quite good. Green arrows everywhere. I move up to 5th in my head-to-head league, which is brilliant. Another thing is at top of the table, Atletico Madrid lost to JNO. That was secured even before the Spurs game. I think JNO had 2 more points than him anyway, and he had Alderweireld and Harry Kane to play. So whatever he got, unless Alderweireld got minus points, wasn't going to happen. I think you can hear that, but that was a Steam message as I just showed Joe what I seen. Also, average has moved up as they managed to win against Joe, which is hilarious for me. Because I move above and he goes down to 7th. But we're here to review who did well this week. Now, obviously, start off with an easy one in goal. Mr. Jack Butland, yes, he grabbed himself quite a fine performance. Without Jack Butland, without all his saves, 6 of them to be precise, Stoke would have lost against Newcastle and were very poor elsewhere. But Butland kept them together, grabbed himself 11 points, which is huge for a keeper. And it makes me tempted to maybe bring him in, as now he's on 49 points. If we look at top scorer in general, he's 4th. Only Cech, Myhill and Gomez to be beaten by. But maybe McCarthy out, Butland in. Who knows? But we move on to the second goalkeeper. We've got Aurelio Gomez. Now, he did very, very well this week. He grabbed himself a clean sheet against West Ham, and they had an away game, West Ham. But Vicarage Road has been strong this season for conceding goals. I think the only 2 teams to score there are Arsenal and Palace, and just 4 goals. And they went back to their ways of conceding 0 when they beat West Ham at 2-0, which is fantastic to see. Watford are climbing the table very well and doing the best of all 3 promoted sides. And finally, David De Gea. He was also the reason Manchester United got a point against Palace. Palace, without De Gea in goal, I think Palace would have won that. They were the far better team, had much better possession, or not possession, but shots, chances created, everything. And De Gea, did his mystical shit again and just saved everything. I prefer to call him a mobile Yoda. He's better at moving. Let's just put it that way. But he did very well. That's it for the goalkeepers. They're very boring. Starting off with the defender, fantastic performance from Laurent Koscielny. Person in my team, he had himself another goal. That's 2 goals in the past 2 games. I expect to see the people who are selecting him soar up this week. I don't know whether you heard that. I accidentally tapped my mic. He has a goal, a clean sheet, and 3 bonus points in their 3-0 away win against Swansea. Looking very good for the league, and also only being on goal difference by City. If they would have drew, would have been second now. But Koscielny had a very good game. Also had a good game is Nicolas Otamendi. He grabbed himself a goal. Would have had a clean sheet, except Joe Hart is a numpty, let's just put it that way. But grabbed himself a goal, 3 bonus points, and 2 for the matches played, which of course created him with 11 points. And lastly, for the third best defender, surprise mention for Ryan Bertrand. Now, reasons for saying he got bonus points. He also grabbed himself a clean sheet and assist, and 2 match points for playing 90 minutes without a yellow card, brings him on to 11 points. Good total for him. He hasn't really been on form point-wise this season because he hasn't played, but ever since he's played, conceded goals. It's not something you relate to a Southampton side of the, like last season. However, this is their first clean sheet whilst getting a win, as their previous 2 came as 0-0 draws, away against Watford and away against West Brom. Also, first clean sheet at home in the league ever. Well, this is ever this season. Also, honourable mentions for Nathan Ake. Had a good game, got himself an assist and also a clean sheet. Of course, he was up against West Ham. However, yellow card maybe hindered him. Only 1 bonus point for him there. Also, Paul Dummett. Glad to see him coming back into the team after his, I'd say, spell out. And he grabbed himself his first clean sheet of the season. And lastly, also, Marcus Rojo in my team. Mainly because I went down lower because he was in my team. But he grabbed himself a clean sheet. 3 bonus points. In fact, the yellow card would have been on 9, so would have done me even better. But he's in my team, and I think he's a great pick. 5.4 million for a Manchester United defender who's probably going to play first team footballs. If we look at Manchester United's squad, Darmian, McNair, Valencia and Shaw are all out. So Rojo's going to be playing, Smalling's going to be playing, Jones is going to be playing, and also Daley Blind possibly in the defence. So Rojo's definitely going to be playing. Top scorer this week for Manchester United. Had a very good week. Moving on now. Those have gone all players. To the midfielders. And back with a bang, Riyad Mahrez finally got another good score, and it puts him back onto the top point scorer of this season with a huge 85 points, selected by over 50% of people, which is huge. Grabs himself 2 goals, 3 bonus points, and 2 for playing the 90 minutes, leaves him on 15. I wish I would have picked him as my captain, because I'd have been in the 80s at least, which is insane. What a performer, he's having a fantastic season. Now he's linked with Manchester United, with Vardy going to Real Madrid and Riyad Mahrez going to United. Leicester City should be going down, get your 10 quid bet on it. I'm joking, by the way, they're not going to go, probably not going to go down, but you never know. It's Premier League. Next up, another fine performance from Coutinho, and I think the reason I'm going to put Coutinho as a better performer than Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez played away against West Brom, and West Brom this season are either going to concede 0 or 3, so if they start, probably can't stop. But Coutinho really ran the game against Chelsea, and he got himself up, same thing. The only reason he's not on the same points is because he grabbed a yellow card, but he scored 2 goals against Chelsea. Now, I know Chelsea are poor this season, they haven't done very well, but Coutinho has been a bit on and off, I have to admit. But one thing it has to be said is that he did a fine job against Chelsea. And now moving on to the last player, a surprise pick. He hasn't been in here before, in the top 3, even though he didn't have 10 points. Actually, he might have been. I'm not sure about that. Maybe. Is Gerard Deulofeu. I always get that name wrong. Football Manager Bay. He got himself 13 points, 2 assists and 1 goal, although he did have a rather pathetic dive, I have to admit, which sort of hindered his performance a bit. Also, got himself just 1 bonus point because there were better performers in there. Let's say that. We'll get to them in a sec. You probably can see them on the screen already. He was rather good, I have to admit. And I did watch the game, and it suddenly exploded into life. But he was incredible. I think he showed the class he can get. And I'm pretty sure Everton signed him for £4 million. If that is so, what a bargain for the future. What a bargain. And he's definitely one to keep your eyes out for. If he carries on playing first team football for Everton, he could be a big scorer. 0.3% of people have selected him. I expect to see that rise with more performances like this from the season. Also, honourable mentions to Davis, Albrighton, Özil and Ali, all getting double figures. Dele Alli's finish in the Monday night game, I have to say, was quite sublime. What a player, what a goal. Also, Harry Kane's goal was relatively good as well. He got himself 8 points as we move on to the strikers. Nice little transition as I ruin it with my stuttering. Grabbed himself a goal and 2 bonus points. To be honest, he didn't really do anything else in that game. Not going to lie, I didn't watch up. I watched up until like 60th minute. I didn't see him doing much, to be honest. Didn't really trouble the Aston Villa's defence. Remy Gard also watching his first game as Villa boss, not taking part. But Villa showed fight, I have to admit. We'll be talking about this in the podcast. I think we'll be recording tomorrow with Joe, but definitely showed some fight, and fantastic to see that Villa might be a team to look out for, because I showed fight, and I think that's not something I didn't have under Sherwood. Hopefully I can prove me wrong by saying Sherwood was wrong to be fired and stay up. But on to the top 3. Ighalo's up there again. We're going to start at the bottom. He grabbed himself 2 goals, 3 bonus points, and also played 85 minutes. He came off with a knock though, which is rather worrying, because they do need him, because he's had a fantastic start to the season. 7 goals and 2 assists in the first 11 games, only really to be beaten by Jamie Vardy, who is not up here. He did score again. He's not up there though. That's one of the best. He's now got 11 goals in 11 games with 1 assist as well. Just insane. He's linked with Real Madrid, as I say. But, of course, the Everton boys are up there. Lukaku is next on 14. Got himself a goal, 2 assists and 2 bonus points. Also played over 60 minutes for the 2 points. Got himself 14. Fantastic performance from him. Like I say, maybe Deulofeu deserved maybe more bonus points, but he did have a fantastic game nonetheless, as too did Lukaku. And lastly, inform Maruna Kone. Yeah, sports. If he's not produced or hero, I'll take a hero, Maruna Kone. He got himself 3 goals, got himself a hat-trick and also an assist, as well as 3 bonus points, and playing in the 90 minutes, so he got 2 there. Wonderful pick from Martinez, or I believe he was borderline whether he was going to play, but he was picked over, I can't remember who he was picked over, maybe Mirallas, and well, what a decision that was. As considering he contributed to 4 of the goals, without him they would have been 2-2. Not a good result, but he was a star performer. Like I say, other good results. Benteke did very well when he came on for Liverpool, even though he didn't play the full 90 minutes. Still got himself a goal, an assist, bonus points and a yellow card. Had an eventful 27 minutes, let's just put it that way. And also, Kane, I've said. Joel Campbell. One thing I do want to say about him before I leave this episode, it was fantastic to see him, scoring and having a good game when it came down to it. Because Arsenal were weak in that position, stuck him in there, and especially after how poorly he played against Sheffield Wednesday, with Arsene Wenger coming out saying the young players, referencing players like Joel Campbell, weren't ready. For him to come out and do that, is fantastic to see. I'm so glad for him from a point of view that how bad he played and how demoralising that must have been to come out and do that. Fantastic to see. But thank you guys for watching nonetheless. If you like this video, then leave a like. Let me think in the comments down below. Also, one thing I do want to say is that hopefully I'll be uploading more fantasy content just off the beat. Off the beat's not really the right word. Just about certain players I think could be up to the future. Also, tomorrow I'm going to have an announcement for a series that will be coming back for around December time, and I'll explain to you why. But thank you guys for watching nonetheless, and peace.